Here's another important video from the Personal Defense Network.
When we say that ICE Training Company is the world's most progressive training company, we really don't just say that for marketing or for hype. What we really mean is that ICE is dedicated to always finding the most efficient, the most consistent, and the highest integrity training tactics, techniques, and even teaching methods and presentation areas, facilities, all the tools, all the information, all the things we can bring to a student that truly are cutting edge and progressive. We want people to be more dangerous to their enemies, therefore safer. We want to make people safer in their everyday lives. We want to make armed professionals more capable of doing their job safely. Someone who has to go into harm's way needs to understand the best ways to keep themselves safe, or at least as safe as possible. Someone who is going to be the victim of crime wants the information they need to, as simply as they can, prepare for and be prepared for the trouble that may be awaiting them that they're really not looking for. They're not going into harm's way. They're maybe just going to work, or maybe even just sitting in their home and trouble shows up. And we want to help them to prepare to be ready to deal with that problem. When we talk about integrity, consistency, and efficiency as the pillars and the tenets that we rely on, not only for the company but also for our training programs, we want to break them down a little bit and talk about them each individually. Efficiency we've talked about in terms of using the least amount of effort and time in order to achieve a goal. It's important to remember that efficiency includes effectiveness. Without effectiveness, we aren't being efficient. We may just be doing something fast, but not really accomplishing a goal. Accomplishing a goal as fast as possible and with as little energy, time, force, shots, punches, movements, whatever we're using to solve the problem, is little use of that asset as possible is always going to make us more efficient. We talk about efficiency in terms of weapons handling, in terms of our extreme close quarters defensive moves when we're not using a weapon. Even efficiency in terms of our training, maximizing our training time, maximizing our training budget, getting the most value out of the time we spend on ranges or in classrooms like this is all part of being efficient. You know, it's important to remember there's a huge difference between efficiency and easy. Just because you can do something fast, or you can do something in a very easy way, or you find something very easy to do, doesn't necessarily make it efficient. And it's always about analyzing objectively the things we're doing, the techniques we're recommending, the tactics that we learn from students or from other classes, or that we develop in training scenario areas or in ranges, or just while we're sitting around writing articles and doing the other things that the instructor staff at ICE does all the time to be progressive, means coming up with the most efficient thing. It's that objectivity. It's the ability to look at the things we do, look at the things that other people do, and decide, is that something that really will make our students safer? Is that something that's important information and efficient information that we can pass on? A lot of that comes from consistency. The middle tenet of ICE Training Company is consistency. And consistency means not just doing things the same way every time, but approaching problems the same way every time. And again, it comes down to objectivity. Being consistently objective and not being afraid to challenge tradition or challenge the way we're very comfortable doing things is very consistent with our program. Our program model says that if we can do something better, we change it. Consistency is not a tradition. Consistency is an approach to training. And it means that if we can do more things from one ready position, or more things with one tool, or find more ways to use one tool efficiently, we're being consistent. And it's that kind of consistency that our students rely on. The people that come to us for the information we provide rely on the fact that we are going to consistently perform at a more progressive level, at a much more objectively open level than the average training company. If the average training company is saying to themselves, well, we've been doing it this way for this long, so it must be all right, or it must be accepted, they're not really approaching with an objectivity that allows them to consistently evolve. And that's one of the things that makes ICE stand out. It's one of the things that helps us to be the most progressive reality-based training company on the planet. Our ability to consistently analyze and improve our programs constantly with all of our students in mind. Integrity is the first pillar of ICE Training Company. And integrity means not only personal integrity, but also the ability to look at our students and have integrity for them. Just because something may fit our backgrounds or fit us personally in our lives today does not mean it's the best thing for our students. Having the integrity to say to our students that this is what we think will work for them, or challenging them to find the things that will work for them and consider all the options and consider the information we're presenting, is an important part of maintaining that progressive stature that we want for our company. Understanding that integrity doesn't mean doing things the same way every time or doing things the way that someone else might judge to be the best. Integrity means doing what we believe to be the best and always being able to articulate why. When students ask us questions or when we have to explain different concepts, to simply say, well, this is what we think we should do, or this is what some other team does, or this is what we learned in this situation, does not make it right. What makes it right is the understanding and the ability to explain and articulate to our diverse student base why the techniques we recommend are the ones we recommend, why we feel like they have integrity for the student.
Check out more videos just like this one at the Personal Defense Network.